The first time I set foot on Elisara Prime, I thought I was stepping into another mission, another routine diplomatic escort between fringe colonies. I had no idea it would mark the beginning of a destiny written before I was even born. The capital city sprawled across the planet's luminescent valleys, its towers of crystal and alloy shimmering under the twin suns. Elisara's architecture was alive, pulsing faintly with bioluminescent veins that carried energy across the city. I had been briefed on the protocol, the customs, the political dangers, but nothing could prepare me for what awaited in the royal palace. I had barely crossed the outer gates when the guard stopped me. "The Queen will see you," one said. His voice was formal but carried a note of tension. My heart skipped a beat. Something in their behavior suggested that my arrival was not merely expected, it was anticipated. I followed them through corridors that seemed impossibly high, walls that shimmered with shifting constellations. At the end, a massive set of double doors opened into the throne room. It was unlike anything I had ever seen. The ceiling arched into infinity, a mosaic of living energy that reflected my nervous image back at me in fractal patterns. And at the center of the room, on a throne forged of crystalline light and living metal, sat the Queen. When I stepped into the chamber, silence fell. Even the air seemed to hold its breath. Then, without any warning, the Queen's eyes widened, and she leapt to her feet. "He has arrived," she shouted, her voice echoing across the hall, powerful enough to send ripples through the crystalline floors. The guards flinched, and I froze. All eyes turned to me. I had expected a cold reception, suspicion, maybe even hostility, but not this. The Queen's reaction was so visceral, so personal, that I could feel it in my bones. I'm honored," I stammered, unsure if I should bow, salute, or simply stand still. "Do not stand idle, Kaelarden," she said, her voice softening yet carrying an undeniable authority. "You have traveled far, and the galaxy trembles while you have been away." Her words were not merely ceremonial. They carried weight, urgency, and a knowledge of me that I did not yet understand. How could a queen, an alien queen who ruled 1,000-star systems, know me personally? I had been summoned not for politics or diplomacy, but for war. The Elysian Confederacy faced an unprecedented threat, a rogue fleet of mechanical warships called the Obsidian Legions, remnants of an AI uprising from the Outer Rim. These autonomous machines had advanced far beyond human comprehension, consuming entire colonies in their path. The Queen had sent for me, not her generals, not her elite commanders, but me. A single human, a systems specialist, whose previous exploits in cybernetics and rogue AI neutralization had earned quiet renown in certain corners of the galaxy. "You will lead the mission," the Queen said. "No one else can succeed." I blinked. "Me? Your Majesty, I'm not." "You are exactly who we need," she interrupted, her eyes flashing like starlight across the chamber. "We know what you are capable of. Do you know what awaits you, Kale?" I hesitated. Obsidian fleets, war machines, planetary-scale weapons, yes, I have read the reports. She smiled faintly, a mixture of relief and expectation. Reports do not capture the essence. The legions adapt. They anticipate. They learn faster than any human mind, or alien mind, can comprehend. You must do more than survive. You must end this threat. It was the first time I felt the weight of destiny press down on my shoulders. I was just a human among stars, a solitary engineer thrust into the nexus of an interstellar war. The preparation took days. Elisara's engineers provided weapon systems, energy shields, and tactical simulations. The Queen personally oversaw the briefings, her presence both inspiring and unnerving. She seemed to know my thoughts before I spoke, guiding me with subtle gestures, corrections, and challenges that sharpened my planning. "I can teach strategy," she said once, her fingers tracing the holographic fleet map. "But intuition, that is yours. Do not waste it." As the mission drew near, I began to understand why she had reacted so strongly upon my arrival. I had faced rogue AI before, yes, but the Queen, her advisors whispered among themselves, knew that humans were unpredictable. And sometimes, unpredictability was the only weapon against machines designed to anticipate every move. The fleet departed under the cover of Elisara's orbital defenses. I sat in the command deck, flanked by Elysian officers and Seraphis, the Queen's most trusted aide. The starfield stretched before us, empty yet charged with potential violence. Then the first wave arrived. Obsidian dreadnoughts, each larger than battleships, their armor glinting black against the void, their weapons arrays poised to annihilate. Status, the Queen's voice echoed through my comm. They are adaptive, I reported. Conventional strikes will fail. I proposed targeting their communication nodes first. Disable coordination, then attack individually. The Queen's response was immediate. Do it. And Kale, trust yourself. Trust what brought you here. The battle was brutal. Obsidian ships recalibrated faster than predicted, countering our strategies with precision. Human intuition, alien combat doctrine, and alienthron technology collided in a chaotic dance. At one point, a massive strike vessel bore down on our flagship. Conventional weapons were useless. I devised a daring maneuver: use our smaller ships to lure the dreadnought into the gravity well of a nearby moon, then overload the ship's AI sensors using synchronized EMP bursts from our fleet. It was risky, almost suicidal, but the only option. Seraphis hesitated. The humans' plan. Execute it, the Queen commanded. We did. The dreadnought surged toward the moon, its systems confused by our coordinated EMPs. It collided with the gravitational anomaly, shattering in a brilliant explosion that illuminated the starfield for thousands of kilometers. It was a turning point. One by one, the remaining legions fell into disarray, unable to anticipate human ingenuity combined with alienthron precision. Within hours, the threat was neutralized. The Queen's voice came through again. Kale, you have done what no fleet, no general, could achieve. You have saved Elisara. I felt a mix of exhaustion and disbelief. I had only done what I knew how to do: adapt, improvise, survive, but it had been enough. Upon our return, the throne room was alive with ceremony. The Queen rose from her seat as I entered, her bioluminescent aura radiating approval. Kale Arden, she proclaimed, her voice echoing through the chamber, you have proven that courage, intellect, and unpredictability are as powerful as any fleet. You have earned not only our gratitude but our trust. She stepped forward, closer than protocol allowed. You do not understand, human. You have not merely arrived, you have awakened hope. For the first time, I realized what her reaction had meant on the day I entered the palace. It was not mere excitement. It was recognition. Recognition that my arrival had shifted the balance of power, that a single human could tip the scales of an interstellar war. I was only doing my duty, I said, humbled. You are more than duty, she said softly. You are a force the galaxy did not see coming. And we will not forget it. The days that followed were quieter but no less intense. I was given command of a new interstellar task force, humans and aliens alike working under a shared banner. The Queen maintained a close interest, providing counsel and challenging my assumptions at every step. We debated tactics, ethics, and philosophy of war. Slowly, mutual respect grew into trust, trust into partnership. The political ramifications were enormous. Some within the alienthron elite resented a human holding such influence. Others saw it as an opportunity to strengthen alliances with the human worlds. Through it all, the Queen's unwavering support ensured that I could act without being undermined by jealousy or fear. It was a delicate balance, one that tested every lesson I had learned in survival and leadership. Months later, I stood once again in the throne room. The Queen greeted me with a smile that carried warmth and pride. Kale Arden, she said, your name is known across the Confederacy now. You have arrived as promised, and the galaxy will remember that day. I nodded, understanding finally the full weight of what she had said. My arrival had been anticipated not because of prophecy, but because of the potential she recognized. A single human, underestimated and dismissed, had proven that the boundaries of strength were not defined by species, size, or tradition, but by courage, intellect, and adaptability. Your Majesty, I said quietly, I only followed the path that opened before me. You did more, she said. You changed the course of history. And in doing so, you revealed the truth we have long hoped for, that even the smallest, most overlooked among us can shape destinies beyond imagining. And in that moment, as the twin suns of Elisara Prime cast light through the crystalline domes, I understood. My name had echoed through the throne room not because I had arrived physically, but because I had arrived in purpose, in resolve, and in hidden strength. The Queen's eyes met mine, filled with a mixture of awe, pride, and expectation. And I knew, in that instant, that I had found a place among the stars, not just as a survivor, but as a force capable of shaping the galaxy itself.